what to pick here. You generally don't want too many tanky cores against Necrophos. I feel like you're playing into his hand then. That's why I like both the Ember and the Storm.
Oh, okay. Leshrac.
Different core that's good against PL.
Yeah.
I can see that. Similar logic, right? You have limited lockdown, you have limited stuns and silences on Team Liquid's side, so Leshrac might be able to, in a core role, be able to deal very well with the PL as well as Necrophos. Great magic damage. I think this pick is fine too. I'm a bit uncertain if he's better than the other two I suggested, just because in my mind, Leshrac struggles against Brewmaster. Getting Cycloned as Leshrac is really annoying. Sure, you've got your Pulse Nova and your Edict running, but if that happens, if you get Cycloned away from the fight, you're a much easier catch for the Brew than, say, Ember or Storm, because you have to walk in. You're just going to be visible, you're walking in to cast your spells, you get Cyclone. Take him out 2 times with that Tornado. And can your team take care of business while you're flying? I don't know about that.
Had to change my setting just to freeze everything up for everybody. Team Liquid. Got to capture this moment.
Iceberg looks so boss.
It's the shoulders.
He looks so
it's the broad shoulders.
Really broad shoulders. He's got a big staff, and then he's got the the crown. And the big jewels. Like, honestly, look at this guy.
The crown looks even better because you've got the tree that's frozen behind him.
Yeah, it looks
like it looks like he's got like a flowing hair, like one of the pharaohs.
Yeah,
it looks like a like pharaoh spirit.
I was thinking he looked like one of the presidents of Mount Rushmore.
We're not in that country anymore.
No, but he could still look like it.
He can.
You cannot talk about the U.S. when you're in Canada. It's by law.
Is it?
What do you mean?
I don't know. let's put a wall on that conversation. All right, let's check out our lanes. Good luck for me, camera work as well in this game. Mind Control going up on the top lane. It'll be the Brewmaster, Matubman into the mid as Necro, GH rotating ES. Kuro will be the Vengeful Spirit, and that puts Miracle on the Phantom Lancer. And as far as VGj.Thunder go, Yang is going to head towards the off lane as the Tiny. This will allow Sylar to take the top lane as the Leshrac, Fade, Wyvern, DDC Ogre, and that then leaves Freeze as the Moran, who I assume will be moving in towards the mid lane.
Yep. Definitely looks... Well, for now he is probably just going to go for maybe a First Blood attempt. Perhaps the DDC wants to skill the Fire Blast to set up an arrow, but it doesn't feel very good for Ogre to start with that spell. Like, a lot of the time, it's pretty bad. So even if you go for the play for potential First Blood, if you don't get it, you regret it. You got to land that kill. And as it looks, nothing is happening. Liquid are not coming up here. They're very adamant about protecting their bottom rune, apparently. That's a very important rune in this game.
Maybe they're thinking that VGJ were going to be looking for a bit of a fight, but they're marking their territory, literally.
Yep.
And contest time. Miracle's moving forward, 5 seconds. Yang, he went for the tree to begin with, so he can punch into Miracle, but okay, VGj.Thunder don't want any part of this, and this will now be 3 runes going the way of Team Liquid.
Yep. They ended up getting 3 runes that way. That worked out really well for them, and they even get the block mid for Matumbaman, which... This will be an interesting lane to watch. In my mind, this is a Mirana favorite matchup. Mirana, one of the better heroes against Necrophos in lane, just because you just attack him all the time. Necro doesn't have the best attack range. He's sitting at 550, which isn't bad, but it's not the 630 of Mirana, so she just outranges you all the time, hits you. And if the creep waves are placed in a good way, you can even do it without drawing aggro.
The MVP for that lane for Freeze was actually Matumbaman's creep that he didn't block, that one melee creep. Yang's already starting his TP away. He goes to a tier 1 tower, however, because this defensive tri-lane from Team Liquid. So Liquid almost feels like one of these teams where, like, we always thought this is a 2-1-2 meta, but they don't like to play by the same rules.
This is the second time we've seen Liquid start 3 heroes in Miracle's lane, and then shortly after they leave and reinforce mind control.
That's when they were babysitting when Miracle was Wraith King, I think, yesterday.
Exactly. That exact game. That was against Swinstrike, I believe?
I believe so. GH, rolling boulders up. He was looking for DDC, but DDC turned around and walked the other direction. But it gives the early levels to Mind Control. Actually, Mind Control was on Brewmaster that game too, because they waited till he hit 3. So then there was 2 points up in clap. GH rotated over, and they found kills on top.
Yeah. This lane that they're facing is not easy, though. Ogre Leshrac is a really strong lane against 2 melee heroes. Against melee opponents, it's a lot easier for Leshrac to hit his stun with the anticipation of when heroes go for CS.
GH isn't giving up on it, though.
It's not going to happen. They're not killing an Ogre in this lane. Not yet, at least. Meanwhile, Freeze is He is getting beaten in mid by Matumba. I don't think, like I said, I don't think this matchup generally goes like this, but Matu is definitely outplaying him right now.
Yeah, Freeze just kept coming in range of the Death Pulse of Matumba. And with the creep wave being kept alive by the Death Pulse, they just kept going for it. Top lane, stuns over on GH. Sylar will miss his split earth, and then GH decides to turn around. Rolling boulder forward. First blood is spilled. Mind Control will claim it. Sylar's looking for a rebuttal, but GH has the life through the stick charges and then the salve as well.
Yeah, like I said, Ogre shouldn't die in this lane, but he just did.
It happens when the secondary stun doesn't connect.
Exactly.
Like,
it happens if you miss the Leshrac stun, because generally when you're playing against 2 melee heroes as Lesh, you're really happy. When they go for a CS, it's very easy to land the stun, or they have to sacrifice CS all the time to fake and try to bait your stun. And if they commit onto the Ogre, Sylar should definitely be able to connect the stun on at least one of them. I'm not sure if he got greedy before and tried to hit them both and failed, but, you know, yeah, just go for the basic stuff and you're going to be fine in this lane.
Looked like he was just short of range in the last one. Other lanes going pretty well for VGj.Thunder. 14-5 for Yang on the bottom against the 8-1 of Miracle. So even with the defensive trial lane that it started off on, they didn't stop the CSing. And Freeze is playing catch-up. Like, he's still 6 CS behind Matumba.
He's having to ferry out a lot of region. Look how far behind he is on gold. It's one thing to be 6 CS behind. He's 700 net worth behind. Okay, it's all of this extra region that he has to buy, whereas Matumba, he doesn't need to buy any. He's just going double null into phase boots, because he's regenerating from just killing creeps. This is how Necrophos generally wins his lanes, is on that economy.
Yang's really hoping for a good punch into Miracle. Drop him down. He's only got 1 tango left, and no, into the Arctic Burn for Fade. They could dive through this. The tree will connect on Miracle, but he's got the life to survive.
Good arrest.
It was the pull from Kuro that allowed VGj to get so aggressive.
And Miracle's low on regen, too. He's probably going to have to send out some tangos and maybe even a salve, because they're going to keep harassing him. Every single tree grab, Yang will lay into this Phantom Lancer. And if Miracle's floating these 250, 300 HP, he can actually die if Yang gets the point and toss on level 4.
He's bringing 6 tangos now. But the Splinter Blast from Fade is becoming more and more of a nuisance. And with the Avalanche, Kuro can't survive. Yang can finish the job. Well, Fade can finish the job while Yang is stunned up. DDC, now he's the one to be initiated on up on top lane. Sylar wants to land the stun, but he got hit by that boulder of GH, who'll then roll in. Sylar body blocks it up. So Liquid, they're doing heavy amounts of damage with Clap coming off cooldown now. Mind Control wants to close the distance on the target. He'll find Sylar. Wyvern begins his TP over, but it's actually the Earth Spirit who dies first with the Arctic Burn. He's still slowed up, but Mind Control just can't outrun this. Ignited up, and the kill will go the way of Fade. Probably wasn't the intention, but the result is still good for VGj.
Yeah, they got to be careful with this Team Liquid. If these top fights draw out for this long, the Leshrac gets to cast multiple split lightnings.
Especially for the 5-minute bounty runes who are now coming under contest. TDC wants to fight more with Fade. Fade does actually grab the rune. TDC is very, very low. They got Splinter Blast off cooldown in 1 second time. And Fade, well, he won't do much with it unless GH just can't tank. Okay, they got Shrine. TDC sacrifices himself.
He died for a bounty. I think that's okay at this point. He's a low-level support, level 3. Used his gold. It's fine to dive to get that bounty rune.
Kuro
that means it's
Miracle
a 2 for
picked
2
up.
split, I think.
Yeah, Kuro Miracle picked up the 2 on bottom.
Yep. But yeah, this top lane, I think, for Liquid is going to become a problem now, actually. Sylar's level 5. He hasn't put his 5th skill point yet, but I imagine he might put it into Lightning Storm. And when they go for these extended engages that take 10 to 20 seconds to get a kill, the Lightning Storm is going to get cast multiple times, and you will be struggling. That's why we see Mind Control pick up that raindrop.
Matumba's feeling the kill in mid. Scythe comes down and connects. Mirana will fall. DDC and Faye were almost baiting with him. But with the Ghost Shroud, Matumba's trying to keep GH alive. The Death Pulse took a little too long to come back up, however, and Matumba knows he can stand against these 2 weak supports.
Yeah, getting that Reaper kill straight into the Ghost Shroud just healed him up nicely. He had so much to work with. And it's you're happy with that if you're Liquid. You got a kill in a 2v3 and you got the core.
And they're going to get more. Yang on bottom lane. bouncing around as Yang just gets kicked out. Oh, wait, really? GH actually helps him by kicking him, but it won't be enough for Yang to survive, will it? TP support's coming in from the Wyvern. You have to Cold Embrace instantly, and he's able to do so. Miracle and Kuro, they don't have the damage to actually inflict. Magic Missiles, Duncan Leeds hold Yang in position, but now Mirana will also join the fight. Leap forward into the Starfall. GH, the stars will kill him. Dazzled in the eyes as Kuro moves around the tree lines. The arrow will not connect, but it won't matter when the double kill kicks in.
How did that actually happen? I thought GH just put down the stone and kicked. That was definitely not intended.
Yeah.
He did not want to kick the Tiny there. And I see the stone standing on the ground here. I have no idea how the stone wasn't grabbed on that. That was really weird. And it ends up costing them a little bit as they do lose both supports. Of course, Miracle got the kill and got out, so not the end of the world, but I imagine GH is a little bit flustered by that. That looked really strange.
It's a lot deeper than they really ever intended in going. Rotations up to the top against Mind Control. It's only going to be one of the illusions, though. Mind Control's about to hit the 6. I was wondering if they'll be able to get a kill on him before he's got split up.
That's definitely the silver lining with everything that's happening right now. That bottom play for Liquid didn't go too well, but they got a lot of rotation, and Mind Control is reaping the rewards with all the time now, though. Sylar.
Splinter Blast, Miracle perfectly dodges it with Doppelganger. But yeah, up on top. Sylar can't find the kill. GH rotates in with the TP.
That's an expensive survival, though. Sure, Mind Control lives, but he has to walk all the way to base, and they force the Earth Spirit TP. That's a win there for VGj.Thunder for sure. The only thing right now that is really going well for Liquid is that mid lane. Like, that is looking awesome for them right now.
Yeah.
Matumba is having the time of his life. 55 CS. Way ahead on net worth of everybody else.
He's coming for a kill up on top. GH needs to be able to control up DDC a little longer to make it work. Rolling Boulder, well off target. GH can be a little bit rusty on the compass, but with the help of Necrophos, they feel good to try and fight this one. Maybe not so great as Fade arrives. Splinter Blast dropping GH very, very low. Just this spamming Lightning of Sylar. It takes all of his mana to do it, so he's got nothing much more to give in this fight. That does make a 1-for-1 trade-off.
Yep. Matumba had the Reaper Sight the whole time there. He finds it not worth it to drop it on the support. Could have put it on the Ogre, but it's a relatively long cooldown even with Arcane Rune, and he wanted to save it for a later time. Right now he's going to be aggressive on Freeze in mid, sitting on the phase boots and closing in on the 40 damage talent. That's when Necro starts getting really scary in lane to just stand against. Every attack of his will deal massive amounts of damage, and you add that to the tower push that he brings, he's almost got the mid-tier 1, just this consistent pressure that Necrophos can push, and with all these rotations from the Mirana to the side lanes, this is the big win for Liquid once again, this mid lane. It just keeps gaining, and in return, that makes space for Miracle.
Yeah, and they're going to try and do something about it now, VGj. As you said, the never-ending pressure from Necrophos. Matumba just keep pushing it up. But VGj, they two-man smoke in. DDC needs to connect on this stun to make it work, and he runs underneath the tower. Matumba, either he feels it or he sees it coming, but I think he feels it because they don't have the vision to see it coming.
That was also pretty bad timing from DDC, running into the tower when he did. The creep wave of Matumbas was not in a position where it was likely he would walk forward to get CS.
Oh, they find an easier target. Mind Control, able to force the Brewmaster split, or maybe not. Stuns are out, and Brewmaster now starts to split. They cannot get it off in time. They're chain stuns.
Perfect timing from VGj on that kill. That was very nice.
And the 10-minute runes. Okay, never mind. Kuro and GH are posturing on bottom. It's a 2-2 trade again.
Yep. It's like Freeze doesn't have time to go and get the top one. He wants to try and go and deny the mid tower, or at least get this haste rune. No, the tower's already gone, so Matumba's going to force a leap, and that's kind of the end of that. Matumba shouldn't be able to run that. He's really posing, though. He's getting into his head with those aggressive plays.
Mind Control drops an Observer Ward right on top of the sentry. Obviously, VGj.Thunder will not be aware of this. They have their Observer Ward deeper behind that top tower.
Right now, actually, the levels are pretty interesting to look at because the supports of Liquid are falling pretty far behind. We're 11 minutes in. They're both level 4. I don't know if there's a book coming out. It doesn't seem like... maybe
nothing on the courier.
Did Core just buy it?
No.
Did they forget about it? Because you don't have 2 level 4 supports mid 11. That's not normal. You look at VGJ's side, they have a level 6 Wyvern, level 5 Ogre, And I think they still have their tome, even. So definitely an advantage in terms of just the ultimates that they have available to work with.
Fade's flying away from mind control. GH doesn't want to give this up. He just picked up an urn. He's looking for charges. No TP support coming in. In fact, it's just Fade TPing out, but the scythe from Matumba moves over. Ensures the kill. The trade-off will be the bottom tower, so Yang was beating into this, but Liquid are getting the same trade on top.
Well, it's pretty even across the board. But once again, Matumba is involved, gets another kill, gets some more presence in this game, and he is getting really farmed. Going for the expected hood build against Leshrac, as well as Tiny. And now he's working in toward the Veil. I think he actually has it. He does have the Veil. It's coming out right now.
Fully completed.
Very farmed Necrophos minute 12. It doesn't get much better than this. Still even has his Fairy Fire that he bought in the laning stage, and that could make a difference later with Ghost Shroud, so even extra little bit of health for the coming fight. And you gotta wonder for VGj, are they gonna try to force the issue here and take a fight, or will they just let Liquid pressure the lanes, slowly but steadily take control of this? They've taken those 2 towers. And Miracle is just getting all the space in the world as a result. He has 74 CS all of a sudden.
You may have an answer to that question, considering Yang just picked up a Blink Dagger. So this is that time to fight. Sylar moves down to the bottom lane to be with them. And if Matumba shows on the lane, like, they're away from the Radiant Observer Ward for now.
I don't know if they kill him.
And they Moonlight Shadow. They Moonlight Shadow to close the distance. So initial stun must connect to kill off Matumba, but they then still have to go through his resistance. Avalanche, toss, he's got 9-1 charges available, and GH arrives for the perfect double kick. Arrow will not be able to hit from Freeze just because this, but Sylar, is the damage still enough? He has to back off. He's so low, he's actually ticking out to the urn. The TP out should not, no, it's not in time. Double leaps from Freeze, rolling boulder in from GH, but Freeze is in the tree line TPing. Akura catches up to Yang. Magic Missile, Wave of Terror, drop the armor, look for the follow-up. They're a little bit too far away, however, so Yang just is able to blink away to safety.
That's such an amazing read from GH. He had a feeling that Matumba was in trouble, so he TPs down there and he just gets in position and waits. And the moment the jump comes in, the instant barrier, GH rolls in, get the stun silence combo, and they turn it around. There wasn't even a Reaper ready there from Matumba. If there was, I think they grabbed 2 kills just straight up. But still a big win for Team Liquid in this situation. And again, let's remember, there's just a Phantom Lancer farming. VGj.Thunder aren't really able to pressure Liquid much. That move on Matumba Man was a good attempt, but I think they needed Freeze to be closer when they went for the jump. And since he wasn't, they got nothing out of it. It's more time wasted and more time and more farm gained for that Phantom Lancer.
And there's a lot of sustain on him as well. It's the fact that you're able to already buy the hood is coming out in the courier at the moment. If they can pick that off before it actually reaches PL, they'll have a better chance of killing him off. The delivery does come, but how much damage have they got? The hood was activated, and that allows him. He's juking with the illusion. They're trying to work out which one's the real miracle. The real miracle's gone northwest, but Sylar, that's why Leshrac was picked. Great at cleaning off the illusion, so even with the shenanigans of Miracle, they still find the real one.
Imagine evading that. Imagine getting out of 4-on-1 gank with double ganger. Yeah, not really possible. I think Miracle played that situation perfectly, but that's a 0% play. He can't get out. He bought as much time as possible, but not able to escape. Still, though, it was a 4-man rotation, and as expected from Liquid, they're going to take this advantage to just pressure out lanes. So the Necrophos is sitting confidently bottom, pushing this tower slowly but steadily. And Mind Control seems to just be looking for an opportunity to use this primal split. He would love for a team fight to break out. They haven't really given it to him yet, but he can also just get out. Here it comes.
Yeah, they're coming over for him. Observer and Sentry are down for Team Liquid, and Fade, he clipped the edge of the Sentry, and that's why Mind Control blinked away instantly. They may not be so lucky, however, when the arrow connects onto Miracle. Leap forward. He was farming up the Ancients. Sylar was ready for him. GH wants to try and come and be part of this fight. Turns on the Magnetized Batonman. Scythe comes down. It doesn't find the instant kill, but the kill is still the result. Freeze leaped in to get that last connection into GH as Kuro.
Chaos.
Yeah, that's the ultimate kill snipe with the Wave of Terror.
I can't believe he got that kill.
Just clipped the edge.
Yeah, and they expect there to be a dire ward here because of the way they engaged on Miracle, and they'd be right in thinking that. But Kuro doesn't find it. It's on the lower half of this area as he covers this, but...
They actually have 2 of them. In fact, there's 3 real nice deep observer wards for VGj.Thunder at the moment. And then 1 defensive one, which just times out.
So once again, Miracle is taken down. They are delaying him a decent amount, but again, it comes at a cost this time. They lost 2 cores, both Sylar and Freeze for that. And while you do get Miracle and GH, it's a relatively even trade actually, because Liquid is the leading team, so the kills do give more for VGj.Thunder.
But Matumba's becoming an absolute boss. He's going a Radiance build on this Necro.
Don't blame him this game. He's having a good enough game. We haven't seen the Radiance Necrophos that much in this tournament, because I think a lot of the time you're better off going for more defensive items, but he hasn't really been counterpicked that hard in this game. There's some problems, but he solves them well with Hood, and if you're doing this well in the game, you might as well turn into the true carry of the lineup, actually. He is the position 1 for now.
Well, they're going to try and kill that position 1. Smoke into Smoke Gang. Kuro is going to be the first casualty of war. They'll get a stun off, and actually being the only one to die would be the biggest victory for Liquid. But the tower may be the extra one to die.
Very quick reaction from GH there on the stun and silence, but still couldn't keep Kuro alive.
Well, Mind Control's finally going to get his wish.
Oh,
A reason for a Brewmaster split. Scythe is off cooldown at 8 seconds time.
This is the new Enigma, you know? It's the threat of the split. He's not even using it. It's like the black hole where we're like, oh, it's Enigma, it's right, so you get a good black hole off, but at the same time, you can have a huge impact in fights by just walking in close and being a threat. Mind Control just shows up, and they're like, nah, don't want to fight this guy. It works well. Has he split yet this game?
He has not. He tried up on the top lane and then failed.
18 minutes, no split. And it still feels like he's having a big impact. It's very interesting.
Bottom lane, Freeze is pushing the lane. Miracle wants to do something about it. The Moonlight Shadow burns off again. Did they bring detection? They'll need it. The curse is out, and poor Vengeful Spirit. The arrow flies into. It actually helps to not kill off Kuro because Miracle didn't attack in.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Raindrop keeps him alive there as well. The Splinter Blast would have got the last hit, but I think you're right. If they don't arrow, he might have died anyway. So a bit of a mistake there coming in for Freeze.
He's probably just hoping to hit into Kuro, but the PL was...
That angle did not exist.
Yeah.
So...
But Sylar got time up on top lane, so they're building Leshrac bigger and bigger, trying to get him towards this Bloodstone.
Yeah, this is... I've been talking to some of the other people here about Bloodstone. I personally find this item to be pretty weak right now, and Leshrac is the only hero that I really like the item on, actually. You know, historically, we've seen it with success on a hero like Storm Spirit. Maybe it can still be like a 5th, 6th item on Tinker, but it seems like such an expensive build-up, and it's so snowbally. If you have 1 or 2 bad moves and you lose to charges, it feels like you've wasted your game away. But on Leshrac, he uses the mana so well to farm. It's really, really impactful on this hero, so I like to see Sylar going for it, and he's getting a good timing on it. This is a 19-minute Bloodstone with drums and wand.
Yeah.
So he's got it going for him, and if he keeps farming like this and gets to this BKB, you look at this Radiant lineup. I don't really kill him, actually.
This whole space for farming has been so good because the observer wards of VGj.Thunder, they just see everything. Mind Control jumps in. All he wants to do is split. The Scythe is coming down, and the Brewmaster split is off. Leshrac dies so quickly. You said you couldn't kill him, and well, that's just the caster curse. But Matumba will find himself a double kill, chasing Yang down into the trees. Miracle's all over him. Tiny cannot escape, and Fade can do nothing. He's got curse available, but Brewmaster has continuously controlled him. Mind Control will knock it off the back of Fade. GH will miss the kick, but with the urn and the jump forward, you know, Liquid are mopping up. Fade the last one to fall. 4 heroes lost in a great fight for Liquid.
In all fairness, Toby, I did say Leshrac, they can't kill him when he has BKB. And he did not have BKB, and he got burnt real bad. Because obviously, you look at this Radiant lineup, they have ridiculous magic damage. So if he gets jumped, he's gonna die. They Veil, they cast all of Earth Spirit spells, and they Reaper him. I think there might have even been a Brew Clap in that one as well. And he can't survive that.
Yang, don't think he really wants to come out for this fight. Sylar's moving over, looking for his own stun after lightning, but Yang just can't survive. The arrow is good. Onto the Necrophos, so the Pulse Nova from Sylar can burn through him. A huge spree to end. It's Freeze who finds the kill, however, but a kill is a kill. Kuro will finally fall as well. They probably wanted that money onto the Leshrac for his BKB.
Or at least he got 2 Bloodstone charges back.
That is something.
Because he just picked up that Bloodstone and they went to fight with it straight away. This is something that happens a lot. I still think Sylar feels pretty good about his Bloodstone. It sucks to die once, of course, but it's still a valuable item for his farming pattern and his pace right now. But I think they probably need to farm up the BKB before they look for a true team fight again.
Yep.
Fighting against a Brewmaster like this with no BKBs is really tough, but when they get one on him and one on the Mirana, you see Freeze is closing in now after that big kill streak he ended on Matumba. They're going to be so much stronger. The timing that they hit with these two BKBs completely changes the way teamfights work. And it's, I feel like you've got to, at this point, you've got to give PL that little bit of extra space to get there on your Lesh.
Well, everyone from VGJ is making that space. The push in from mid lane from Sylar, then send Tiny down to the bottom lane, trying to finish up a Shadow Blade. And then they just give up the top lane. Fade is hiding in the trees. He can't TP out yet. It's on cooldown for another 6 seconds. So the Splinter Blast gets rid of Miracle's illusions. But he's 5 gold away. That 90 gold per minute is kicking in. Blink Dagger's up. So you've got the jump in, but Liquid go for Roshan. If they find this out, if Freeze... Actually, he's already used Arrow, so he can't use Arrow to scout. This Roshan belongs to Liquid.
I'm not sure if they're aware. They might be aware and feel like they can't take the fight. I wouldn't blame them for that. It's a really tough fight for them to take. Liquid has the strong position here. They have the Brewmaster split. Necrophos is obviously extremely strong in these kind of fights where they're all together. The last time they got the kill, it was more of a fragmented fight. But in a true 5-on-5, it's tough until they get their BKBs. I'm pretty sure VGj knew what's going on, but
Sylar's coming for the mid. Gonna hit the stun over on GH. Batumman and Kuro are both in the neighborhood, and they just swap back in. The poor Ogre Magi and the kick. It connected onto Fade. He was coming in for the perfect curse, but it really is his own curse. He reaped Scythe to death.
He blinked into the stun. He saw 4 heroes together, and he's like, yes, this is my free kill with Blink Curse. Unfortunately, bad angle. However, Miracle Bottom is in a lot of trouble here.
But he can tank up. He just turns the hood on, actually survived through a lot, but can't get the Shrine.
Not enough. That's a BKB. Freeze with another one. Miracle is actually dying a decent amount now.
Sylar's in trouble. Bloodstone charges, say goodbye to him. There's no Reaper's Scythe available. Sylar going to burn the drum charge, trying to get around the Brewmaster, and wait, he actually... Sure, had to. Pop the Bloodstone. Kill himself off GH. Battling against Ogre Magi with the help of Kuro. The two supports work together. The arrow flies in. Perfect 5-second stun. A lot of rebuttals across the map. There's no space being given just to get the free farm. The only farm you're getting is of heroes' deaths.
This Bloodstone is starting to feel bad already. Now it's rough. He had this... This is why it's such a difficult item, right? Because I really liked it as a pickup. I think it's good. But if these 2 fights happen like this and he loses all these charges, this item lost so much value. It still gives him the health. It gives him the mana. It's not like it's terrible. But value-wise, once you lose half the charges, this item just doesn't really seem like you get what you paid for anymore.
Like, would you have just preferred something like a Lincoln Sphere, block a Reaper's Scythe, anything?
I think it could maybe, but I like the Bloodstone, so I don't think it was a problem. But if you could have predicted this would happen, I think it would have changed his mind and probably gone Drum into straight BKB and then get or Drum Yules maybe, so he has some mana regen and then get the BKB after. The problem that Leshrac faces is in order to farm fast, you need a lot of mana regen, and this is just the best item you can get for it. The health is nice too. It's just not enough right now.
Gank is on the way from Yang. Under the cover of his Shadow Blade. Isn't real cover when there's so many sentry wards down. Kuro already de-warded one of the obs. It had 2 seconds left on it from VGj.Thunder, and they have the obs and sentry on the hillside. So the Shadow Blade from Yang won't catch anybody by surprise. In fact, they're trying to catch him by surprise. Pull him back in. The Avalanche does miss his target. Toss is available. Just throws him up and back down again. Support's coming in from GH on the side. And, well, Yang goes invis. Dust is available. They got all the detection in the world to kill off this Tiny. And Fade will die as well on bottom lane as Miracle catches him a long way from home and friends.
Yep. Liquid are taking advantage of the split of VGJ right now. I think they're being a bit too greedy with how they're showing their heroes. Wyvern being bottom, this Tiny going in far up top, and at the same time, Matumba Man is already pushing out mid, so Liquid just spreading their resources better. And once again, gotta wait for this Lesh BKB, man. It's coming up in 30 gold. Let's hope he doesn't die right now. That would be the worst timing ever.
Matumba was right behind him, and Mind Control again, just itching for a reason to split.
Freeze with Ogre. No, I don't think this is gonna happen.
They need to see the real Miracle. Miracle went for the Shadow Blade build. So if he attacks, Starfall comes down, Miracle waits it out. He's got another 3 seconds of this invis and then isolates DDC with the diffuser blade as well. DDC just can't outrun it. He can't stun it. I think he doesn't know which one's the real Miracle. And while that's going on, Team Liquid just go high ground. The BKB is up for Sylar. So he has the ability to farm, and now they'll instantly have to use it in the stun. Even into the curse. They can't attack. They're stunning up the heroes who are meant to be killing off the Brewmaster. Now Mind Control could get the split off. They burn through the Aegis Immortal of Necro, as well as the life of Kuro. And they need to go again into Necrophos. He cannot survive this, or can he? With the scythe, he'll get a revenge onto Sylar, and the dead body! He throws it forward to get the kill onto Necrophos, but this Magnetize is just so damn good from GH. They'll take the mid tower. Miracle arrives. It's like, well, this was a really great fight, everybody.
Yeah. I'm here, guys. Let's get the racks. Where's my Necrophos? Oh, well. Okay, he's got to back off because of the Mirana buyback here, but yeah, big win for Liquid. And honestly, that could have gone real grim for them. I think if VGj.Thunder don't
they're
watch their spells a bit.
Tossing Miracle back in again. They need the detection dust. It will be burnt off, so they can see Miracle. Freeze, however, can't outrun it. Thanks to Diffuser Blade, it just holds him there. There's no jumps available, and this is actually a real disaster for him. You'll wait for him to fall, and no fade. Blink Dagger's away just in time. The Brewmaster's looking for another target as Tiny underneath the range racks. Does Liquid really want to come back in for this fight? The answer is definitely yes. Kuro swapping in Yang. He's down for 50 seconds. Buyback is available, but this now makes the mid racks possible, and Liquid, they'll stick at it with Miracle at least. No, just fake Miracles.
Look how quickly this snowballed. Like, the game was looking pretty close, and Liquid makes this aggressive move in mid. And if VGj chained their spells better in this situation, I really like the toss that they got into the base and got the 2-hero combination. Yep. They curse.
But then the curse timing, right?
So they curse the Brew, which I don't think is bad. Then he doesn't get the split off in the start. And they do get the split earth off, ultimately, but there's just so much damage being wasted in the curse duration, where if you have a little bit more crisp timing, perhaps this goes a little bit better, and Matumba doesn't get to deal all the damage he does in the end before support arrives from Miracle from all the way down south. So they're probably kicking themselves a little bit. They definitely had an opportunity there to get a great fight. Liquid just took a big advantage out of it. They're like, okay, if you guys are going to make this mistake and we're still alive, we're going to get in, we're going to force the buybacks. Sure, they don't get the racks, but it's a 10k lead now.
Got more Yangs. He actually, yep, away to safety, even with a dust pop.
Oh, that's a big item here.
BKB for Matumba.
Yeah, he realizes he needs it this game. I agree with this. I think he will go Shiva next. Just play inside that BKB. Obviously, you can't use Ghost Shroud during BKB, but more than likely he won't need to. The physical damage of the Dire is not that significant yet. Mirana's damage item is Maelstrom, so that doesn't really do much to the BKB. The Tiny, sure, he hits decently hard, but can he really hit him multiple times in a row realistically? Probably not. And Leshrac is completely negated, except Edict.
Yep.
So
you'll need to wait. You actually almost need to delay the game so BKB timings get lower.
Yeah, I think you have to try to... This is the tricky thing, right? You really want to kill the Necrophos because he deals so much passive damage in the fight when he has the Wreath.
Ah, DDC, that was real late. The rest of his team was backing off, and he threw down the Observer Ward on top of the Observer Ward that Liquid already had down.
Whoops.
Yeah. And you do that in range of a gem of Mind Control.
Kuro wanted to swap. Doesn't get it, though.
Oh, they get Mind Control. Yang, Arrow's going to be able to connect. Freeze just BKBs. He doesn't want anything messing up with this. And the curse, it comes down just so Brewmaster will die. The scythe from Matumba, one of the very rare times it doesn't actually hit hard. And Kuro is able to at least gather the gem back.
But Miracle
Freeze
finds
Sylar and Freeze. They're all here. Well, Sylar can probably burn the BKB to dodge that magic missile. Friends are coming in. Fades in the neighborhood. They doesn't have the curse available. And Yang, Avalanche toss needs to create a lot of space. Avalanche does, so Sylar can walk off, and Wyvern has to take it for the team, but Sylar is still on the run, and GH is in front of him. Rolling boulders forward, puts the urn on this. No jumping away from this. DDC's hunted down by Miracle, and VGj.Thunder doesn't even require the full force of Team Liquid to find these kills. They just pair off and hunt in small packs.
They got a huge positional advantage there. I'm not sure how VGj.Thunder ended up having Mirana and Leshrac down there in the jungle on their own, but that's just not good enough. You're going to get punished way too hard. Liquid just overwhelmed them with numbers, really. It wasn't much else than that. VGj's team was just totally fragmented. And that's easy kills into racks, and all of a sudden this game looks like it could be over pretty soon. And
yeah,
if you're VGj, you feel like you probably blew an opportunity you might have had with just getting these BKBs and getting one good team fight together. It just didn't ever really happen.
It's just
Liquid
been...
are looking for at least this tier 2.
You kind of wish like that. They had a moment. They had some moments where the Tiny could have got the initiation off. They came in with their Bloodstone. But that's got 4 charges on it now. And it looks like Team Liquid will be safe about things. They're going to slip back. They were picking out Roshan as they take out the Shrine.
The thing about this Liquid lineup that you need to keep in mind as well is when this kind of lineup is ahead in a fight, they take so much. They have Swap, they have the Earth Spirit, and GH is playing really, really well this game. He's just landing spell after spell. He's barely had any mistakes, except that one kick bottom that we pointed out is pretty much the reason we haven't said much is maybe we kind of haven't praised him enough, if anything. It hasn't been much to criticize, right? He's just landing absolutely everything.
Like the magnetize that happened underneath the tier 3 tower in mid, like that basically won the fight.
It's really crisp the way he spellcasts on this hero. He's very good at identifying the opportunity, because moments of opportunity when you're playing Earth Spirit are sometimes really short, and just getting that 2-hero stun silence almost every single fight is just setting up so much space for his team. And that's the kind of stuff that wins games. It's the outnumbering, it's the better usage of the map and moving, and the way they kind of ping-pong between their 2 big cores in this game. Matumba Man and Miracle are kind of making space for each other. It's like they're taking turns when their heroes are strong at making the moves. And in the end, they both reap this huge reward as Miracle. Is that a full heart he almost has now?
That's almost a full heart. The swap, Sylar can't finish his TP out. They'll have to Moonlight Shadow Burn as well. The Wave of Terror flies forward, and here comes GH. Sentry Ward planted. Your Scepter is up, and Fate has to curse. Create some space, but Kuro, he's just far enough away. Splinter Blast will come out. Nurse Spirit taking a lot of damage, but then Brewmaster into the split and the control. Sylar just cannot do anything right in this game. GH will roll out. He will die on the way out of there. Ignite was on his back from DDC, but because Mind Control has already got this great split off, he was looking for his secondary control kill. Or maybe just Miracle does it. Double damage under tier 4 towers. He can't battle through.
Oh, nice blink.
Fade's control, and yeah, he gets out before any attack can come. Freeze will now burn his own BKB. What is this? Avalanche toss up. Miracle just doesn't care. He's got his own heart. He wants to take the damage because he'll just regenerate. And Matamaman will arrive too. Aegis Immortal in hand. They're forcing VGj.Thunder to come out and fight. And Sylar, Scythe, goodbye. 2 minutes on the sideline, and GG is called. Team Liquid have just rolled this game.
They really just got outclassed in this game. I think Liquid, first of all, Matumba Man's destruction of the mid lane. In my mind, this lane is not this Necrophil's favorite. If